Uh, the subject that we're going to cover today is how and where to use NAS and iSCSI in the surveillance market. What we're specifically referring to is NAS as a storage product. NAS stands for Network Attached Storage. And iSCSI is a protocol that refers to Internet Protocol or IP SANs. And how do you use these? There's different ways that both can be used to maximize your return on your investment as well as to enhance performance. All right, iSCSI uses a transport that's exactly like disk drives. It moves data in a block fashion. It's strictly ones and zeros. The iSCSI Internet SCSI uses SCSI commands, which is a command structure that has been around for a long time. It started with SCSI attached drives and is also used in fiber channel implementations. And along the way, there was a perceived need to create a SCSI product that's less expensive to implement than a traditional fiber channel SAN. So the term IP SAN was created. It's less cumbersome, it's faster, and it uses standard components. But as you can see, and I'm showing a very simple relationship between servers transmitting data. When you use iSCSI, that is the typical relationship. It's from a server, or for the security people, an NVR, being able to talk to a centrally held product in the network. iSCSI prefers to, it's best placed on its own SAN or its own network with its own switches so that it's maximized and not encumbered with collisions and so forth and other things that would happen in the general LAN. So essentially you have a command that says write, and here's the data, read, here's the data. It's very simple, it's very clean, it's very fast. Right. File mode generally refers to network access from a larger population of people, where you have shared requirements. In a general IT or your small office environment, you'll have a server and you'll have a number of clients or desktops or workstations that need to access common files, such as images, Word documents, spreadsheets, and NAS facilitates the ability for many to share single files. And it's outstanding for its purpose, but it's also a little more complicated in order to achieve these controls. For instance, you have an open Word document and another person opened that same document to make changes. NAS puts in a bunch of control sequences by virtue of protocol and data that enable control and file locking and information such as who made the last change, where were the changes, what was the time, what was the date, what was the source, what was the target for those changes. So as you look at the left-hand side of this screen, you'll notice I have a NAS depiction with, again, a server, and it can be a server, but more appropriately, any number of workstations. And they send their data out, but it's not limited to strictly a Word document or a piece of a video. In the front side, there's that extra information I was talking about, and that's referred to as metadata. So right off the bat, you're transmitting more data than just the core data that you think you're working with, the document, the spreadsheet, and as we move along, I have it tagged in here, the actual video. Now, there are different protocols. In the general file world, Linux likes to use a protocol called NFS, or Network File System. In the Windows world, it's SMB2. And actually in our world that we're going to be talking about, we're going to replace, and you'll see this in a second, we're going to replace those clients and those workstations with cameras. Cameras use a simpler, cleaner protocol called Trivial File Transport Protocol. But again, it's a protocol, it has metadata, and it requires extra layers of software to facilitate the communication of the protocol from the camera or the workstation to its final repository or NAS storage appliance. On the right-hand side of your screen, we show iSCSI and a server. And iSCSI is going to be server-based, and we'll show you where that server resides in the coming screens. But you'll notice that it's a lot cleaner. I'm only sending over video. I'm only sending block-level information. And then it's recorded onto an iSCSI storage device, or as we like to call it, an IP SAN storage appliance.